What's happening, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day, not very much for South Africa. Okay. So today we're going to talk about South Africa again. I don't know why we have so much stories about South Africa lately. But we love South Africa, so let's talk about South Africa today. All right. So in South Africa, two white people have unalived two sisters, chopped them up and fed them to the pig. Gruesome. You know, South Africa is a rainbow nation where black people and Indians and colored and white people all come together. They love each other. You know, they come together as a community to try, forget the past, forget apartheid, forget all the negative things that has happened in the past, forget all the beatings, forget the hunger, forget the submission, forget the negative things that have happened in the past. Now it's a rainbow nation. Well, black people love white people seem to love black people back. Well, we have a story. Okay, last time we heard South Africa is a rainbow nation. Is South Africa really a rainbow nation? That's a good question we have to ask. Now, Zachariah Johannes Oliver is the name of a farmer, 60 years old, with his friends who's 19 years old. Adrian Rudolph the vet. They've unalived two sisters, okay, then fed them to the pig. And this is shocking. I know you ain't heard about this. Unfortunately, it hasn't made as much noise as everything else. It's just crazy. It's insane. So apparently, these two sisters, they went to this people's farm because a company named Clover wants to diverse or to throw some of the stuff sometimes before things really expire. So Clover produces a dairy, cream, ice cream and stuff like that, milk, cheese. So when it's just about to go off, they'll go throw at the farm. Now, these sisters apparently went to this farm to go look for food, thrown food, hoping to find some food that's not off yet or just about to be off so they can take home, perhaps eat or maybe sell to the neighbors. But Zachariah Johannes and his friend Rudolph the vet were waiting for just that. And apparently they were waiting for an opportunity. They had promised to unalive whoever comes into their property. Their property is where Clover throws the food that's just about to be off. Now, the crazy thing is, you could find an excuse to say, I shot them because I thought they were dangerous intruders, okay? And I'm within my right. I'm scared for my life, therefore I shot. Then what do? You call the police, right? You call the police, you say, I just shot people because they trespassed my property, went into my property in the dark. I don't know who they are. I shot, right? Well, they didn't do that. They took them bodies, dispositioned them in a way that's appropriate, and fed them to the pig. So 3 people have been arrested. Zachariah Johannes, that's the old guy, 60 years old. But it's weird, man. I mean, I know some people that are 60 years old in my family. They don't look like this. This guy looks 80 years old. I don't know. This is crazy. I don't know if it's the skin or something. Anyway, let's get back to the issue. Johannes Oliver, Rudolph the vet, and William Musora, they appeared to Makweng Magistrate Court on Friday for a bail application. Now, the third guy is a brother, you can clearly see. And apparently he's a foreigner. How do we know he's a foreigner? They tell us he's a foreigner. It's very necessary that they emphasize that he is a foreigner. The trio is facing charges of attempted murder. They are also accused of being in possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition and defeating the end of justice. Let me get back to context. These two sisters that were unalive in a farm were not alone. They were with a man, and that man was a husband of one of the sisters. His name is Bruce Ngube. He was shot on the upper body but managed to escape. So yeah, there were 3 of them went looking for food. They got shot. He got shot on the upper body, but he ran away. The question here is that sometimes they say it's for the good, for the worse, for life and for death. But during death, the guy ran away and left his wife behind. Anyway, that's not the subject for today. So Bruce Ngube ran away. He knew that his wife was out. And apparently he is the one that went to inform the community that they'd just been shot for picking up food at somebody's property. The bodies of Machato and Glove were discovered at a decomposed state. According to NAP, the victims came to the farm on August 17, 2024, after they had heard that Clover truck had dumped allegedly expired and soon to expire good. The 2 deceased and surviving victims trespassed into the farm to collect the good. Okay, I think we got the context. A man and 2 women. The man is the husband of one of the women. They come into a farm looking for food. Food from whom? Food from Clover. Clover was getting rid of this product that was expired or just about to expire. Now, we don't know whether Clover and these farmers have a contract to come and dispose of their expiring good in that premise. But these 3 people heard this story and found it as an opportunity for them to get food and perhaps food to go sell to the neighbors. My first question is this, fellas. Where's the uproar? I mean, we respect South Africans. They're very strong when it comes to fighting for their right. They're very strong when it comes to nationalism. I mean, we all saw what happened when this fraudulent lady, what's her name, Chidima Adechina, was Miss South African pageant. Everybody came in the street. Social media was on alert, high alert. People screamed, shouted. People did everything. People investigated. Now, where are the people that did that tremendous work about Chidima on this case? Where are the people? Why isn't there so much noise about this story? This is a story. This is the real story. Not just unaliving people, but feeding them to the pig. They found the decomposing body being fed to the pigs. You know, fella, when the pig eats anything. That's why I don't ever eat the pig. Pig eats anything. Pig even eats its own kid. Yeah, the pig was eating everything. They were trying to get rid of everything, every evidence. Number one, they make sure you know that Musora is Zimbabwean national. The Zimbabwean guy was part of this crime, and it's very sad because Zimbabweans have a very negative reputation. However, was Musora the leading head in this crime? Absolutely not. Musora certainly works for these two racist people, just looking for money and survival. Not to justify any sort of crime, but he's just a boy behind the curtain to whom they asked to go such and such a task. So Musora is nobody. Without his two white boss, he's absolutely nobody. And he certainly has to face justice at the highest level. My other question is this one. I mean, the Zimbabwean boy was clearly just an executor. He wasn't the guy that initiated this stuff. His white boss did the thing and told him, hey boy, carry the body and throw it in the pig, whatever. What could he have done? He could have said no, or could have said yes. Well, he could have said no and go tell the police. What would have happened? Maybe the Zimbabwean boy was scared that by telling the police, and these people don't get arrested, what happens next? Number one, I lose my job. Number two, they're going to come looking for me and finish me. So what do? Let me just remain neutral and not get involved. I'd rather stay not involved because I believe if we get arrested, they will know that I didn't do anything. I was just executing, not understanding how the law functions. My other question is this one. South Africa is a beautiful country. I mean, look at the buildings, look at the road, look at the shops, the cars, look at the glamour. Are there still people that going to pick food from the trash in South Africa? In 2024, waiting for expiring food? That is so unlike South Africa, really. I mean, all these Africans trying to run to South Africa to go and have a life. Is this what they're going for? While some of the locals are also picking up food from the trash? Mandela's land is supposed to be free. Mandela's land is supposed to be glamorous. Mandela's land is supposed to be prosperous. What's happening? I mean, ANC has been in power for 30 years now, and the promise Mandela made to the people was to alleviate the pain that the black people had, financially, spiritually, and socially. I mean, are people still picking up food from trash, trespassing people's properties at night, and getting gunned down for that? That's crazy. Where are the people to fight for our sisters? I'm just asking, where are the people? So these people went to court, okay? They went to court and they were asking for bail. Bail, basically, for those of you who don't know, you pay a certain amount of money when you're arrested to be freed temporarily. You can be free and do your own thing. And apparently, they have not received bail because of the nature of the crime. But the uproar, it's absent. The pressure is absent. The Rainbow Nation. Is South Africa truly a rainbow nation, or it's only a rainbow nation in the eyes of black people who will do anything to be accepted by the white community? Now, my other question is this one. People would ask, why would you go into somebody's property at night looking for things? Would they not perceive you as a thief or as a dangerous human being or something? What are the potential? What are the possibilities that they see you as a dangerous person at night? And add on to that, you know you live in a racist country because it is. Even though you're trying to pat yourself back talking about Rainbow Nation. Yeah, no Rainbow Nation. Not like that. Not feeding people with the pigs. Could be a Rainbow Nation in the future, but there's a tremendous amount of work that needs to be done. You can love somebody very, very much. Do they love you back? That's the question. Now, what's bothering me is up until now, even though this has occurred, if you go on social media, the black community is still talking about Chidima Adechina of Nigeria, the young 23-year-old girl that was refused to participate in Miss Pageant South Africa and was accepted in Nigeria and finally won Miss Nigeria. Why are people just focusing on stupidity? Why aren't the young black people focusing on things that are crucial, things that are pivotal for their future? But they will put together all that energy on stupidity, things that make no sense, things that feel like hate and division and distraction. This is unbelievably insane. Now, my other question is this one. Had the people that unalived these two sisters were Nigerians, what would have been said? Now, I'm just asking, okay, these were two white that did that to two sisters, and it has gone very quiet. Had the two people that had unalived these two sisters been black, from Mozambique, from Zimbabwe, or Nigeria, there probably would have been a war. Things will be burning down. Shops will be looted. People will be in the street burning buildings. They'll be burning cars. There'll be blockades. They'll be looking for every single foreign shop being looted, burnt, destroyed. Am I lying? If I'm lying, the people that are being chased away, asked to close their shops, did they feed that child that passed away? No, they didn't. It wasn't them. Well, today you're going to say, now, well, not all white people or farmers are those people. But if it comes to Nigerians, then it would be crazy. And I'm not saying anything. I'm just showing what issue we have as Africans. Because a few weeks back, apparently some Somalian from Soweto may have sold some food to a young black South African boy who felt really, really sick later after that and went to hospital, and his results were very bad. Many people from Soweto came down the streets, closing down Somalian shops. These are utility shops that you see in a neighborhood, in corners. They came down, closing these shops down. Close the shop because somebody ate some of your food and now the boy has been unalive. People in community came walking. Why aren't people walking down the street for the same reason, for the same cause? I mean, yes, there are a few people in the street screaming. They're probably very much related to these people, family members or something.
I went there and asked the workers if they had seen my sister, and they said they were absent from work on Monday. I asked the seller next door, and he told me he had gunshots last night. I asked the employer who fed the pigs if they had not seen any dead bodies, and he said no. Now I know they were lying there because pigs cannot go for 3 days without being fed. We have lost. My sister's children are now orphans, and I will have to take care of them. I need help, and I want those farm owners to be denied bail. I do not want to see them free.
We are not encouraging people to be killed, particularly women to be killed, regardless of what people think they have done. So we also want to appeal to community members all over, and also branches of the ANC Women's League, to say that they need to report any incidents of gender-based violence and femicide in our own province.
But the people that walked down the street of Soweto, closing Somalian shop and Ethiopian shop, they were nowhere related to that little boy that allegedly experienced pain in the stomach and went to hospital after eating food from Somalian shop. All we're asking for is the same energy. Let's use the same energy, fellas. If it's patriotic, let's be patriotic all across the board. Let's not be selective, okay? Let's not be coward and showing our fear, only showing our strength when it comes to black people, and our fear when it's anybody else from another community. 2 sisters were unalive and fed to the pig in South Africa by 2 white men and their domestic worker from Zimbabwe. There was a little bit of uproar, but not a lot, okay? Probably family members and stuff. Not the amount of uproar we saw on the internet that South Africa is capable of doing. Not the amount of uproar of people walking down the street asking people to close shops. That's something that happened in Soweto when some boy ate food from a Somalian utility shop. They closed the shop, forced them to leave the country because what they were providing was wrong. Well, now there is a situation where 2 white farmers have unalived 2 sisters and shot the husband who survived and fed them to the pig. And there's nobody to walk to the farm and ask for that to never happen. Even though they are apprehended in the end of justice, let's watch what's going to happen to them. What would have happened if it was Somalian and Zimbabweans and Nigerian who would have done that to that person? It would have been war, like proper war. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.